So us texting the gang here, and me and Jordan got into a little side conversation, a little message back and forth there the other day. And I think Jordan missed the episode. We were talking about like, let's share our dreams. Let's talk about like what weird stuff comes up in our dreams. It was like a couple episodes ago. And I think maybe Jordan was busy with real life. She didn't have time for dreams. No, I'm just kidding. Like, but then we were just chit chatting, me and her, and she mentioned T-Rexes. I was like, how do we go from just mentioning a normal thing, and then all of a sudden there's true crimes and T-Rexes? So I want to know. Jordan has watched so much true crime that the true crime is slipping into her dreams, and we also get dinosaurs. I gotta like unwrap this for a second, you know? Like, walk us through this, Jordan. How do we go from you're watching true crime, then you're dreaming about true crime, and then why is there a dinosaur?
Yeah, I don't know where the dinosaur came in. And so I always have dreams of like there's an attacker. I'm typically trying to find the attacker. It's wild stuff, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know how dinosaurs got into it, and then it became a talking dinosaur. And so,
well, I think you had said there's a mad scientist, and you gave me an example. I said, give me an example, and you're like, there's a mad scientist, and he's trying to steal my unborn children, or like in the dream you have children. He's trying to get the children. To get the children, he sends out a dinosaur assassin that you somehow convinced to have a change of heart, and then he's like either falling in love with you, because I was like, the only way to trick a T-Rex is you gotta charm him, right?
Yeah.
So then the T-Rex is like stepdad to your children that exist in the dream, your dream children. So then the T-Rex is like, I'm gonna go help you deal with the little scientist dude, right?
Honestly, I think it was the cat. The cat is what had turned the T-Rex into the double agent. But yeah, it was wild. I was supposed to like.
Oh, you think your pet said, "Hey, don't eat my mama, and don't eat these children. Let's go kill the scientist."
It's the cute kitties. So he was like, "You want to get them back?" Like,
do your cats show up in your dreams?
Yes, yeah.
As like participants?
All of them. Like even cats that I've had in the past, I'll have dreams with them in it now. They come visit me in my dreams sometimes.
How many cats do you think you've owned in your life?
Like personally for me, probably like 5, but like overall.
So 5's like a little squad of cat ninjas. I was like wondering if you had like a cat army, like if there were enough to like make a little army or something to fight dinosaurs and mad scientists.
Not yet, but soon. Yeah. So,
but see, then like case in point is like, so you watched all this true crime and now you're got true crime paranoia.
Yes.
Like sipping it, like you know, getting into your
sleep.
In.
Like I said, it was my fear last week is like actual crime being done is like my fear. So
Dave is mostly afraid of greasy stranglers, but that's because of another movie. Right, Dave?
Yeah.
That's kind of an inside baseball joke, folks, but if you ever go dig up an episode from last year where we're talking about this slasher movie where the guy drips himself, literally bathes in grease and then strangles people on the street.
Isn't that kind of hard? Like when your hands feel slippery?
You know what? You just broke the fourth wall. Like you just like nobody has ever pointed out that the one failure in that movie is the fact that the slimy killer would slip around. Yeah.
I think with so much stuff that goes on in that movie, you kind of have to let everything else slide.
It's a freaking wild movie, man. Like at one point they're like deep frying eyeballs.
Whatever. Like, I had dreams of double agent T-Rexes, so I think I could probably get on board with like a greasy strangler.
There's a lot of room actually in the T-Rex movie market, because the only other movies I could think of was there's a movie with Whoopi Goldberg where the T-Rex is her police partner. They're like detectives. That's as close as I can get to your dream directly. But there's also a girl's boyfriend dies and gets put into the body of a T-Rex. Right?
Tammy
so that's Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah.
So
my goodness.
You would be the only third movie in this subgenre. Like this could happen. Like you could do this movie. Make your dream a movie, you know?
Let's do it.
All right. So go to GoFundMe/T-Rex. We'll just like crowdfund the movie. That'd be insane. Could happen. I actually did who knows? Anyway. All right. I digress. Folks, you're listening to Binge-Watchers podcast, and support for the show is brought to you by Manscaped. They're the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. You can join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And we got an exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code 20binge at manscaped.com. If this math is correct, that's 12 million balls, David.
That's a lot of balls.
That's a lot.
Clean-shaven balls. All right. We'll tell you more about Manscaped later, but we're going to jump over to, Jordan pre-show was asking me, how's the week going? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not too bad this week. We have some new friends, David, over there at Still Austin, right?
Oh, wow.
This is Cask Strength. This is like Cask Strength Bourbon whiskey from Still Austin. They sent me 2 bottles, this one and the straight one. Here's the funny thing. So I got this in the mail. I was pretty excited. It was just a mystery box, showed up, opened it up, 2 bottles, couple stickers. I was like, this is like, they're like wooing us. This is like the honeymoon phase or something. And folks, it's like dangerously good. Like this is what happened. Like, I'm like, oh, I'll make an Instagram real quick. So I go, I don't have a cup. Usually I have a cup. So I pop it open. I take a couple swigs. And then like I'm cruising on their website later and I go, oh, I didn't realize that I downed 118 proof liquor.
Yum.
So then I was like, here's where the dangerous part comes in. It has a bite, but it's so smooth that you don't think you think you're drinking a wine cooler. You don't realize that you're rocking 118 proof, Cask Strength Bourbon whiskey. But, in honor of getting a free bottle, I'll have to figure out how to send you guys ones because I don't even know how they ship this, but we'll figure it out so people can get this. Highly recommended.
Yum.
And this mug, folks, I don't know if you're watching the video, I got my Living the Dream mug that has Freddy Krueger on it. Some artwork done for the 4th movie. You know how I measure drinks? I fill it to the ice. So if it's a lot of ice, 3 in 1. What are you going to do? Put that back there. Okay. I think we're ready to podcast. All right. This drink's going to make me feel good, folks. Disclaimer, drink on your own time. No, I don't know. What do they say? Drink responsibly or whatever? Yeah, that's what they really say. It's Feel Good Month, so we're going to be feeling good. It's all about movies that make people feel good, get inspired, feel better about their shitty trudging through life with car accidents. What else? Taxes. Their team didn't get to the playoffs. What else happens? Is there anything else? What's normal?
You get cancer.
One of my friends was texting me that like some mutual friend of hers is like sending images to her other friends about gifts he's sending her. I'm like, this is getting very stalkery. So you also have to deal with stalkers. That's another thing in real life.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Ties back into your true crime situation that you're having.
Was a true crime series I watched pretty recently. I chafed my thigh. That sucks pretty bad. So
oh, dude, that sucks. That usually happens to me like swimming in specifically chemical pools.
Yeah.
Not oceans, rivers, or natural flowing water sources, but pools. Yeah. David, you ever get chafed?
For quite a while. I don't exactly keep a chafe calendar.
We're gonna get Dave. We're gonna get some bourbon in Dave because he doesn't want to share anymore on these shows. He doesn't want to He doesn't want to share. Okay, let's jump over some home video headlines. What the hell is going on in the movie, TV world? Actually, I thought this one was kind of ridiculous. I didn't know they still did like cocaine on movie sets or like in per diem. Like in movies in the 70s, they literally like would negotiate how much cocaine they had on the set for the actors, the directors, the crew. It was like a thing. Like just hey, how much in the budget is for the cocaine? And like so. Equalizer 3, it's like the 3rd Equalizer movie with Denzel Washington. It's like an action movie, which is based on like an old TV show. And he kind of like rights wrongs, right? Like he's like an army vet, rights wrongs, I don't know. But the main caterer from craft services on this movie, so like the head chef or whatever, had like a massive coronary related to the cocaine. And then they're like, oh, we found like 132 kilos just hanging out here, at the the food cart or whatever. And they're in like Italy or another country or something where their like drug laws are like really steep, and like something's going down for this. But then I was like, then I sat there and thought like, okay, if it's not the actors per diem and Denzel Washington is a huge cokehead or the whole set is just doing coke all day because it's a post-pandemic life and people are like, we're just gonna kick up our heels, do whatever the hell we want. You're not gonna live forever. Although David might. Are you immortal, David? You Highlander
No,
style
God, no.
immortal? All right.
I wish.
So I was thinking maybe that's how they financed the movie, because that's the other thing too, is like Coke wasn't just popular on the movie sets. Here's some trivia, is drug money financed movies, So anyway, I thought it was a funny story. Well, God bless the person that died. Good luck to you in the afterlife. I don't know what's going to happen there. Somebody did actually really die, and that kind of sucks, but am I the only one entertained by this? I guess I'm.
It's funny story. I
Wild
remember
story.
hearing about it.
Yeah.
It
Wild
just seems like
story.
of all the movies that for it to come out of was the Equalizer 3, of all things.
Of all the movie sets?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd expect it out of like a Tarantino movie or like a Fast and the Furious or I don't know, just something about the Equalizer.
You mean like something where the cocaine would have been a prop in the movie anyway? Like if it was a movie about drug trafficking or something?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Like Blow. Literally the movie that's named after cocaine.
That was a shameless screening I'd seen not that long ago. It was so good.
Yeah. Do you know the zombie movie 28 Days Later, Jordan?
I have actually seen it before, but it's been
nice.
so long since the last time I'd seen it.
Did you see 28 Weeks Later, the sequel?
I don't think so.
No? Okay, so there's now talk of revising the 28 Months Later concept for the third movie. I guess Danny Boyle and Cillian Murphy are actually having like conversations that, push it along. What do you think, Dave?
I'm hoping, man. I enjoy those movies. Especially if they get back most of the original cast. I'm all for it.
Now, Dave, did you know that there's Japanese Godzilla and then there's like American media Godzilla?
There's like a million different versions because even in American, there's like the Roland Emmerich one, then there's the one that we just had, and
we have like the MonsterVerse now, like modern Godzilla,
right?
And then you're right, like in the '90s, we got the rights to do a movie where he looked like an iguana. But I mean, simultaneously, the original Japanese series
like the
is still running, like it's still ongoing. So they're about to kick out another sequel next year, and the Toho Studio ones are pretty good. There's one called like Shin Godzilla, I think that's what it's called, and like he's like that one's talk about wild. He's like crazy.
I think that was the most recent one. That was not one of the CGI ones.
Yeah,
like the last Toho one.
So that one's pretty good. So that one's worth taking a look at. Tonight's movie, folks, is the best of the best. Team USA versus Team Korea in a kickboxing tournament for Olympic gold. But of course, Team USA is a misfit band of underdogs. A misfit band of underdogs, naturally, of course. You got Eric Roberts, Philip Ray, Chris Penn, Sean Penn's little brother, and James Earl Jones is the coach. Dave, what can you tell us about this movie?
All right, let's see. What can I tell you? So,
hopefully.
No. So this was a really popular movie in the VHS era. So much so it spawned 3 more sequels. So they did a total of 4 of these. I thought there was more actually, but still 4 is quite a bit. So star Eric Roberts is a pretty big guy. Or like we'll get into him. He is brother to Julia Roberts. He is the father of Emma Roberts. So they seem to have like a little acting dynasty going on there so far.
Yeah.
While I looked up and down, I could not find an official record or award or anything, but I would wager that Eric Roberts has to have the world's record for most roles to one actor in film. He has nearly 700 credits to his name. He just doesn't stop working. I thought there's people that surpassed him, but no, he's beat James Hong with 454 credits and Danny Trejo with 430 credits. So he's like way ahead of the pack. And this movie actually has quite a few like Oscar people in it. Louise Fletcher had won an Oscar for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And of course, Eric Roberts, James Earl Jones, and Sally Kirkland have all been nominated. So for a kickboxing movie, there's a lot of like Oscar gold behind it.
But the dude playing Tommy in the movie is Philip Ray, and he's still a martial artist today.
Yeah.
And he did all the stunt work for Stranger Things, trained the characters for the last season, and helped write the screenplay for this movie.
Which
Eric
actually,
Roberts, he was nominated for Golden Globes and an Academy Award like in his first 3 movies.
For like Runaway Train or
and for a movie about gypsies.
Yeah, but also, you mentioned the writer Philip Ray. Something I found out is this movie was like inspired by a real event.
Yeah.
Apparently, his brother was sparring in a competition, and once out of the ring, the opponent kept coming at him or was trying to give him an axe kick.
Yeah, I did like an illegal kick, like
Right,
outside
and
of the official rounds.
the brother, the Philip Ray, intervened and confronted the guy about it, and then he became totally apologetic, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry. That was just I was trained to not stop until my coach said so." And that inspired this movie. Apparently, just that idea of trying to understand why people do what they do in these competitions to be the best of the best.
We'll find out why it's the best of the best in just a moment. We'll be right back, folks.
Crack open a cold box of wine or pour something cold on ice because it's the Binge-Watchers podcast.
Support for Binge-Watchers podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 7 million worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. It's the Performance Package. 20% off and worldwide shipping with the code 20BINGE at manscaped.com. And if my math serves me correctly, that's about 12 million balls. Now, I know we kicked out some of these performance packages to Jordan and David. And so I want to talk about whether or not they're trimming their balls or if they got a funny story about using the Weed Whacker, which is a new ear and nose hair trimmer. Jordan, what do you think about the stuff that we got from Manscaped?
I'm rocking the cutoff tonight, so let's go. This bag is dope. I've been using the nose trimmer all the time because I am 30 now, so nose hairs are a thing. I don't have balls to shave, so but on a receiving end, I can appreciate it being nice and smooth manscaped area. So that's all I have to say, Dave.
I mean, it does a good job of shaving your balls. I guess I can say that.
Can vouch for that. Gold star.
I can vouch, and you're not itchy after other treatments. The nose hair trimmer is pretty nice.
Heck yeah.
I too am in my 30s, so that becomes an important thing to keep your nose and ear.
The trimmer is good enough to shave both your balls and your sideburns, David. And it doesn't leave like a burn, like if you use like what was like Nair products, like the hair remover products. Yeah. Like that's like death on pubic hair. Like it'll kill you. But you're just using their little performance package, the trimmer, the lawnmower. You're good to go. Like my balls have never complained. So
yes, you get some
the audience.
You get ball deodorant.
Oh yeah. I'll get into that. I'm going to tell them what they're going to get. So the performance package, as Dave wants to let you know, has arrived. It's a game changer. Inside this package, you're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0. That's their trimmer. The Weed Whacker, which Jordan mentioned, it's the ear and nose hair trimmer. The Crop Preserver, which is the ball deodorant. Great stuff. You smell fresh all day. The Crop Reviver toner. Performance boxer briefs. Jordan's probably wearing those. She didn't tell us that part, but she probably is. And you get a travel bag to hold all those goodies in place. And also the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is like the future of grooming, and it actually might be the best ball trimmer ever. It's a 4th generation trimmer. It's got a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents with their advanced skin safe technology. It's waterproof, and it actually has a 4,000 LED spotlight if you need a more precise shave. Having the light actually helps. You don't skip a beat with that thing. It's also waterproof, so you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. Besides that, your grooming game is going to go to the next level. The performance package also includes the Weed Whacker nose and air hair trimmer, which we mentioned before, which is great. And it's designed for men, but it works for women too. What can you say? Helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Their crop preserver ball deodorant and crop reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls are going to thank you. Manscaped, they throw in 2 free gifts for the performance package. You get the boxers and the shed travel bag. Bring your comfort and boxers to a whole nother level. It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code 20binge. That's 20% off free shipping with the code 20binge at manscaped.com. 20% off free shipping, manscaped.com. 20binge. Unlock your confidence and use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. I'm probably going to shave after this podcast. I'm actually already shaved. I just wanted to add that in there because I thought it'd be a cool detail for an advertisement. I don't know.
I mean, it makes a great gift for the balls in your life, you know? So, holiday season.
Or the balls you love.
Yeah.
There you go. Want them to add it to the ad copy. Hey, guys, holiday season, hang them on a tree. That's how clean they're going to be. Now back to the podcast already in progress, and we're talking about best of the best. And athletes actually do shave a lot, so they probably shave their balls for their karate tournament because you wouldn't want, a hairy, sweaty ball to flop out of your karate shorts. Am I right, David?
You would not.
Definitely for swimmers. They love these things.
So actually, there's no better time to go into what we like to call favorite bits than after an ad about balls.
I love it. The bits are the best part.
Oh, yeah.
This movie was not short of training montages, so love that. There was 3 in the first 50 minutes.
We need a montage.
Yeah, so
that's a South Park reference, folks.
See, and I wouldn't have picked up on that. I don't watch South Park. Definitely loved the bar scene. Thought that was super fun. Lots of funny interactions with women in that scene. Like when he asked her if she was going number 1 or number 2, I'm like, what? That was wild. I love how they put the kid in a
coma. Them 80s, they had a whole different language when they courted each other. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently. And then they put the kid in a coma. I was devastated. It just made me so sad because Grady's son gets hit by a car and he has to get a late cast and he was in a coma. And, I was just devastated, but he's a great father to be.
That's where the Eric Roberts killer acting comes in. I got to see my son. He's going to lose his leg. The coach is like, you can't go. Your spot's gone. You won't be on the team.
I can appreciate a denim fit with an off the shoulder flannel he was rocking, so I was definitely here for that. And despite the blatant racism, the athleticism was incredible. So there was some stuff there. What about you, Dave?
I have to laugh because what is blatantly racist today? I'm sure 1989 they're like, we did it, guys. We did a lot. We did a lot to move forward here.
Oh,
at the time, God. I'm sure it was probably.
Well, it said they were misfits, so they had to show the cowboy coming together with the Asian team member. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I there's a lot of montages. I think only Rocky IV probably beats this for most montages in a movie. But no, I did enjoy the montage. They were well done montages. I'm not.
Have you seen the Rockies? Because I think you're thinking of Rocky III, where they run on the beach and there's a freeze frame.
Yeah, but Rocky IV is like 25% montage where he's training in the snow, and then there's Drago's training, and there's a lot of montages. I don't know, maybe just Rocky altogether has a lot of montages. But we're talking.
He probably invented the montage.
I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. This has to have the most dramatic ice cream in a movie I've ever seen. Other than Red Wheels, but that's a really, really inside joke.
Well, now you know where the reference comes from, Dave.
I do now.
You fucking directed it. You had no idea where I wrote that.
No, you directed it. I produced it.
Okay. Once upon a time, Dave and I went to film school together, and we had to graduate, so they make you make a film to get out of film school. And so I was like, hey, let's do a revenge movie from the 70s, but let's make the characters tiny little shopping carts, and they're alive. And then, at one point, there's a montage where they're dating, and you see how they fall in love. And the ice cream dramatically drops onto the ground. A la best of the best. There's a scene where, so the dude with the brother issue, because in the movie version, Dave was telling you the true version where, dude's brother was in a competition, but he didn't die. I mean, his name's Steven. They're very much alive working together today. But in this movie, for dramatic purposes, the older brother died in the tournament against the Korean karate master, kickboxing, whatever, jiu-jitsu, whatever's going on. And he leaves. He gets on his motorcycle. And he's dramatically driving down a highway. He stops at a gas station wagon. There's two brothers, and you go, oh, shit, man. They're about to do a metaphor with him and his brother. Here comes the feelings. And then he sees it. Yeah, little brother drops the ice cream. Big brother, I got your back, bro. Gets him the ice cream. So then his character Tommy goes, I'm going back. I can't leave my brothers in arms alone. I gotta finish this for my brother. Turns around, returns to the tournament, tries out that axe kick that Dave said was so deadly. Will I spoil the end of the movie? Were they really the best of the best? I don't know. Any more favorites, David?
Well, I guess the other biggie is I thought somebody else would have mentioned it, but the pop it back in. Like this is if Rocky has the scene of like cut my eye, this movie has like pop my arm back in. I'm going back in there.
Well, so they set up the pretext, foreshadowing in the beginning, saying like Alex Grady, who's played by Eric Roberts, that he competed on the American team like 10 years before, had a massive injury for his shoulder, probably wasn't going to compete ever again, got rehabilitated, is competing, right? And so what Dave is saying is like during like they're like 25 points down. You need the most points wins. Like half their team's like just not doing that well, like so his match is like about to be ended on a technicality because his shoulder's out of place, and he's like, as Dave said, pop it back in. Just pop it back in, man.
We gotta get them points.
Yeah, we gotta close the gap on them points. And then what's weird is like how Eric Roberts, when he turns into his warrior mode, like they have these intense close-ups, David, like where he's like, I'm gonna destroy you. Like, where did that come from? He's like sweetest guy the whole movie. Like, what happened? Game face on, ready to go. Like, that was crazy. Clearly the whole movie is my favorite bit.
Do you want to narrow down one part that sparks particular joy?
Well, you already stole the ice cream. What's left? Okay, guys, I've seen this movie maybe like 7 times, and but for some reason, maybe it's the whiskey from Still Austin. But when I watched when I got to the final scene where they lose by 1 point, and you're like, I thought they were the best of the best, but then, because he spares the life of the guy that killed his brother, all the Koreans walk over and put their Olympic medals on the Americans. I was just like, oh man, like I got a little teary, David. I had like feelings falling out of my eyes.
I was totally
feelings falling out of my eyes.
Then
that's our next T-shirt.
I took this envelope. It's hard to see the pencil writing. I wrote a best of the best sequel on 2 sides of this envelope. I'm like, I can get Eric Roberts. And then I was like, oh, but I'm also going to need like a Korean action movie star. I was like, oh, I'll get one of the Power Rangers. I'll get Johnny Young Bosch, who's actually a Korean American actor. And he was, he's in the Power Rangers as well. So I think he can do martial arts. But you want to hear some of the dialogue, David? You want to hear some dialogue?
Go for it.
Okay. It starts out with, it's like mockumentary style. So it's like him talking to the camera and talking to the dad. So this is Walter. This is the main character. And this is Walter. It'd be like Alex Grady's son, Eric Roberts' character's son. So it starts out with, my dad was the best of the best, and I'm his son. I'm going to be the best of the best of the best. See? Added another best. Then the other cool line, this is going to be like the trailer moment. You know how like you have like a 30-minute teaser, you got to spice it up, and you got to catch them, right?
Yes.
Hey, cupcakes are for winners. Which is a play on that other line, you know what I mean, from that other movie. Instead of saying like coffee's for closers, like cupcakes are for winners. It'll make sense in the course of this thing. But I was like, as you said, like Eric Roberts has done like 700 movies. He doesn't turn anything down. I was like, I could type this up and send it to Eric Roberts. Oh, and guess who has Eric Roberts' cell phone number? This guy. Sorry, I was doing a this guy joke, but I had to take another sip of this. Yeah, I like all the father-son stuff. I think is classic, but the movie that's the part that seals the deal is like when they win the respect of the other team. That's like my favorite bit.
Oh, same. Oh, yeah. I was crying for sure.
Oh, did you get them feelings?
Oh my god, yeah. cry at all the stuff though, so this definitely had me crying.
I cry at the stuff.
Feels.
So we're gonna rate it now. I mean, you guys can probably know which way I'm going, but
Yeah, it was
Jordan?
definitely a binge now for me. What about you, John? Or Dave?
oh, we're going
Sorry.
out of order. I'll tell you. Where are we going? Which way
I
are we
wasn't
going?
paying attention.
I mean, I guess we
Sorry.
can go normal. I don't know. Well,
What?
like we said, we already know where John's
Dave.
going.
Almost like you said we can go to Norway. I'm like, okay,
well,
all
we
right.
could, I mean,
Let's
why
book
not?
the tickets. Let's get out of here.
I am gonna say binge later. I really like this, but it's not. There's other white guy karate movies I'd probably go to first, but this is among the best of the best. But it is a binge later for me.
Let me translate that for you. There's other Asian appropriation movies that Dave would go to first to see his karate in.
Okay.
That was just a really funny line. Dave's like, there's some other white boy karate movies I would watch
That's
first.
basically what that's what I call them, the white guy karate movies of the 80s and 90s.
Wow. Like that's a whole subgenre?
It really kind of is, though, because you have this, and then there's No Retreat, No Surrender, which had all of its sequels.
Dang.
Kickboxer
Well,
movies.
I think there could be a best of the best, like a modern sequel or like a Cobra Kai style revamp. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean you could
happen.
You could have a legacy sequel, as they call them now. Bring back Eric Roberts for maybe he hosts
cameo.
Yeah,
it's a binge now for me. So I think overall it's a binge now. It's a perfect introduction to this month's feel gooders, all the feel good movies, all month long. Jordan gets off the hook because we don't have to shame her into screening a classic movie because best of the best counts.
There we go. I think that's fair.
What else is going on? Oh, one of the fans asked me if we're going to have a Thanksgiving episode. He said, I liked your guys' Halloween episode. It's been a solid month, but are you guys going to do Thanksgiving? And I was like, well, at first I said no, but then I thought about it. I was looking at the playlist and I was like, wait, actually we touch on a Paul Newman movie in a couple weeks, which will technically serve as like also a Thanksgiving movie as well as a feel-gooder because part of the movie takes place during that season. So yeah, I guess actually we will have a Thanksgiving / whatever day episode. And maybe we'll let them know what our holiday playlist movies are too. Wow, well, this is a fast one. Super excited. Staff picks. If you watch something else this week besides the movie of the week, you want to share with the audience. What do you got for us, Jordan?
I mean, it's not necessarily feel good, but it's not feel bad either.
Feel lukewarm, just like
feel
room
like
temperature.
I might steal this one because we had talked about it a little in chat, John. But Killer Sally was like really, really, really good to watch. Yeah. And there's definitely like, it's very sad that someone had to die and there's a lot of like relationship stuff. But I just think it was one of the, like the more like the outcome of the entire like docu-series was really kind of heartwarming in a sense, just because she like moves on to her.
I'm halfway through.
Okay, that's all I'll
You're
say.
already saying like it's uplifting. I'm like, really? Because I just saw her like.
I'm clapping, folks, because Jordan missed with the hardest spoiler of the episode.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. It's funny because I was literally watching that up until I came up here to start recording, like halfway through the second episode, and I'm just like, how do you feel good? Because I just left watching her console her kids in like an interrogation room, like,
oh no, it's like,
and
bad.
I'm just like,
it gets
oh
bad.
God, are they going to ever be reunited?
But there is resolve. That's all I'll say.
Oh, that's the trauma-inducing scene. Is like they show you footage from right after the murder in this show, and the mom is being separated from her children, and they're like screaming and crying inside of the police room, and I'm like,
yeah,
wow, just time travel to the worst events in your own life, you know. My God.
Well, and for me, it was like when the kids got older too. So that's all I'll say about that, Dave. Yeah. But like, that's where my, like some of my trauma kind of came in, but there's resolve. So,
well, I mean, I'm glad. I mean,
yeah.
It's just, like I said, I left on a nowhere like, oh man, this is harsh stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was
All right.
excellent.
But
I mean,
also-
I learned so much about like the bodybuilding industry
World,
back
yeah.
then, and like how it was. There was like this dark underbelly of the bodybuilding world, and I don't know
The home wrestling videos, like you
There's
come
a-
pay and we'll make a video
Yes.
with you. Yeah.
The like muscle prostitution I found
Yeah.
so fascinating. And
Dave's gonna love that part.
I'm convinced that there's going to be a dark side to anything. Like, there's always like, I saw a documentary like The Dark Side of Chippendales. And I think you mentioned The Dark Side of Playboy. And like,
yeah,
I don't know, pretty
right.
soon we're going to see like The Dark Side of Beanie Baby collecting, or I don't know.
I think that's a fair point. I mean,
Well, when
there's
the bronies have a dark side, right, Dave?
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll have that.
Those are male
documentary
fans
in
of My Little
My
Pony.
Little
I
Pony.
know what a
yeah.
brony is.
It's for the audience, not you, Jordan. We
Oh,
know
oh,
you
okay.
know what a brony is. Dang! Don't get so offended. I know. I know you've seen some things. Well,
hardly.
it's just a running gag. It's a gimmick. What are you gonna do?
Well, Dave, what did you watch?
Oh man, I've watched. I've actually been watching quite a few good things, but I watched what I think we were supposed to watch for the show, but we decided, let's not take the chance. I still
Weird
watched
Al.
it. The Weird Al Yankovic story, or Yankovic. Probably one of the best spoof movies I've seen in a while. It's a spoof autobiography, but there's also like real nuggets of truth in it. So it's like a weird fusion of like actual docu or movie, but also a spoof of them. So I don't know how you categorize that other than it's an autobiographical spoof. I don't know, but it's great. It's one of the hardest I've watched in a while. I don't know. You watched it, John. Would you?
I watched it. I know
it's not your pick, but
like I took it off of the playlist because I didn't have time to review it, and I didn't want to like elect a movie that is not like podcast worthy and be kind of a dud. Like last month, we have a few duds on accident, like highly anticipated movies. So they want to get my hopes up for the Weird Al movie. It was zany, but it was funny in parts, and it is a parody of a music biopic that also serves as a music biopic. So it's kind of interesting. If you have the access to the Roku channel, it's free. Why wouldn't you watch it? If you got a 90 minutes on an afternoon or whatever, and you got nothing else to watch. Yep. I watched probably Cameron Crowe's like worst movie, maybe Elizabethtown, which is
still not made it. So
like Orlando Bloom plays like a shoe executive, and he designs $1 billion shoe, and then they lose $1 billion, and he gets fired because they blame him for it. And then his dad also dies, so the whole movie's like wrangling all the elements of the funeral with the dad's country family and then his mother's city family, trying to bring both sides of the family together, right? And Kirsten Dunst is in it. We were talking about stalkers earlier. So she tries too hard, like right away at the introduction of her character. Like she's like immediately enticed by him, but maybe it's because like a small town, nothing changes. But she's also like a bored red-eye flight attendant. But she like attaches to him very early on, and then you see their relationship evolve over like the 12 days that he's in the Midwest or whatever for the funeral. But by the time the movie gets towards the end, you're like, yeah, I want the sappy ending. I want them together. I don't want them apart. So whatever, And what else did I watch? I also watched Weird Al, like we just said. And I don't know. Like that's about it. Do I recommend people watching Elizabethtown? Not really, unless you're just trying to complete like what did Cameron Crowe make besides Almost Famous and the Jerry Maguire movie.
Yeah, so. Man, Jerry. I think that is like literally the only Cameron Crowe movie I haven't seen yet. No, wait, I take that back. I haven't seen Singles either. But
seen what? What is that one?
I have not seen Singles either, which is another Cameron Crowe movie.
Oh, you know what? I completely erased from my brain because it sucks so bad. It's the Blockbuster TV show on Netflix. It's terrible.
Oh man, I watched like 4 episodes in the background.
So
I gave up.
This is like if the overprivileged, like popular kids were trying to write, I don't know, like a character sheet on what they thought the nerdy kids were like or something. Because like this is like these people making this TV show who are entitled, writing about what they thought it was like for the people who worked at the video stores, and there's nothing genuine or unique or even funny about any of the characters or their struggle. And you're just like, wow, they wasted a huge opportunity to make a good show.
I think they tried. I mean, not very hard. Nothing in that show made sense. Like the circumstances under which this one became the last blockbuster and everything, it made no sense whatsoever. I don't know.
Well, next week, Dave, you get to eat your Wheaties.
Oh.
That's also the title of the movie. Yeah, it's got Tony Hale. May or may not have Elizabeth Banks, but she's part of the actual plot of the movie, which is kind of unique. She's a real life actor, but she's also the plot device for the movie. So you have to take a look at it. And
right. I'm gonna bring a big bowl of Wheaties to next episode.
And ball health is important. Take care of your balls, or take care of your loved one balls. Now I'm going to tell them something that's a complete contradiction to telling them that they need to shave their balls with this magic tool. I was reading that pubic hair is coming back in style. That people are going full bush. Post-pandemic life, baby. Going full caveman. Full cave lady. Full cave person. Any thoughts on that one?
Probably people who in the pandemic just gave up and found I'd rather just not shave anymore.
The elastic band of their pants just stretches a little bit further.
Yeah.
Jordan doesn't want to reveal one way or the other because then she'll be like, are they thinking that about me? Or David? Or John?
I mean, you don't have to think much about me. I kind of shave balls well, so that gives you a clue.
Jordan's flexing. You can't see, folks.
No, I was trying to show the armpit hair, but it's really not
she's clean.
there, so
she's clean. Like that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you seen the quarantine episode? Do you watch that show, Jordan?
I had made it to like season maybe 5 or 7 or something.
There's an episode where they think they have a plague in the city, and Danny DeVito shaves like his entire body, so he has like no eyebrows, no hair, no body hair, and then he's crawling around inside of like he got like 50 gallons worth of like hand sanitizer, and he's like taking a bath in it, and he's like, I want to be pure. I just gotta be pure.
That would be me. I'll be back next week with no eyebrows and no hair on my head.
No, don't do that because your eyebrows are like you have like $1 million eyebrows.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
Right now, every famous person or like, so the girl that was in that horror movie, what's David? Okay, so this is one where they switch bodies. She's got the eyebrows, right?
Oh,
and she's gonna be she's gonna be in the Ant-Man movie. And then I just saw, it's in. Do you know the White Lotus show, Jordan, on HBO? White Lotus. It's like about weird things that happen to people at hotels. And there's a girl in there. I don't know where she's from, but I'm like, why is Jordan in this show too? What is going on? So it's like a thing, like power women in their eyebrows.
That's an excellent compliment to give. So thank you, John. I appreciate that. I like thick eyebrows, so thank you.
And I'm gonna go Danny DeVito next week. I'm gonna have no hair. It's gonna all be gone. I really want to put the Manscaped thing to the ultimate test. Let's see how far I can go.
Shave it all.
Dave, it's okay. You did it.
Yeah.
You got through best of the best. Tell us how you really feel.
It was the middle of the best, I guess. It was a silver.
Oh boy.